It was an image that was to be carefully cultivated. Nowhere more than with the newly formed Singapore Airlines, which for many around the world would be their first encounter with Singapore. If the airline was to be the face of Singapore, that face had to be something rather special. Madam C. Bu-Wan was one of the very first Singapore Airlines stewardesses. You could even say she was the template. From your perspective, what was it like to be a Singapore girl?
Oh, it's my life. You feel on top of the world, especially when you like traveling and you love to interact with people in the whole world.
So is it true that they say, once a Singapore girl, always a Singapore girl?
It's true. Just look at me.
I can see it.
I'm still well-groomed and ready to serve.
The other thing that was so much always in our minds about Singapore Girl was the advertisements. Were you in any of the ads?
Yes, in the olden days.
You were?
Yes, with Beatties.
Show me half the world and more. Show me all those places. Singapore Girl, you're a great way to fly.
The Singapore Girl came to represent many things. Sophistication, quality of service, a warm welcome. But there was more to Madam C's job than just being elegant. Even more than her colleagues, she was an ambassador for airline and country.
I would say that looking at us, we look very glamorous. We have to be strong and independent because that's the reason why I was chosen to go on these assignments, because they know that I have emotional stability. I have got my facts correct because I have to do a lot of talking to a lot of groups like the Rotarians or travel agency. So we're trying to make sure that it becomes a global brand together with the growth of Singapore at the same time.
Let me share your gentle smile. Give me all your caring. Singapore Girl, you're a great way to fly. Singapore Girl.
And the entire experience of actually going to Paris to be fitted, you were the model on which the entire proportion of the uniform was actually made. How did that actually come about?
I have no idea why I was chosen, but because I was told one day to meet Mr. Pierre Balmain in Singapore. He flew in.
Right.
When he looked at me, I was so intimidated.
How old were you?
I was 24.
Gosh, that's
yes, I was pretty young.
Yeah.
Yes. And after that, I was told, now you prepare yourself to fly to Paris for 6 days.
Okay.
Yes, to be with him and to get the measurements and everything done.
And when you put on that first kabaya,
yes,
how did it make you feel?
Glamorous, because you know it came from the top designer in Paris. You feel $1 million, to be honest. I've got something here you might like to see, like to have for the show.
No way!
Yes.
An original uniform?
Yes. This is sarong, and this is the kabaya. Here you are. And I remembered a situation in Europe, I think it was UK, where we were all walking in this beautiful uniform. All the men were looking, and one of them banged into the lamppost.
And therefore, desired effect was achieved.
Yes.
It really truly is the most iconic emblem of Singapore. You brought this wonderful outfit, and I'd love to include this in the People's Collection.
It is definitely an honor for me to share this experience with all the rest of the public in Singapore.